Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan, and today, instead of any story analysis or commentary, I'm going to tackle the kind of thing I haven't done in quite a while, and I'm going to review a physical object. A physical object you can use to watch something that I have done a great deal of story analysis on in the past, although not nearly enough yet, because I've been off and on reviewing this series for like 10 years, and I'm still not even through the third season. We're going to get back to it. I digress. Let's take a look at the 20th anniversary Blu-ray box set for Smallville. Where's my camera? Smallville. This was given to me by my good friend DJ Martinez, who of course is a co-host here on Geekvolution and our chat moderator and producer on the Captain Logan show. Really super cool of him to send this to me in the mail for Christmas. I could not wait until the date to open it and find out what was in that box. He said that it was something that I have been wanting for quite a while. DJ is a Blu-ray and 4K collector. He has a massive collection. Check out his channel, The Welder. I'll try to put that in the description, where he does a lot of Blu-ray updates and talks about really cool releases of things that he's bought. He and Connor Nielsen are big fans of the Criterion collection, and they do weekly, if not sometimes twice a week, videos on that kind of stuff. They do commentaries over there as well. So anyway, quick plug for that channel. So I was pretty sure that this was going to be some kind of a box set, and I was right. I thought he was going to send me some Power Rangers, but I got Smallville, and this stopped being available pretty quickly. I think it was one of those things that was kind of a limited release, and unless they're just putting it out again now, I'm not actually sure how DJ got his hands on this. I went on Amazon and looked for it, and Amazon itself still doesn't have any in stock. So do not know how he got his hands on this, but I'm afraid to ask. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, so super cool of him to send me this, and let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this is basically, from what I can tell, the DVD complete series packaged now in a Blu-ray box and with different packaging. All of the features seem to be more or less the same. I really thought that it might have a new 20 years later retrospective, given that it's the anniversary. It indeed does not. I watched the first, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes of the 90-minute, 10-part set of features that's on the extra sleeve that you get with this, and before I realized that it wasn't new, that it came out in 2011, and the thing that started to make me suspect was that Allison Mack was all over it, and for obvious reasons, if you've paid attention to what's happened with her recently, I'm not going to talk about that. Did not figure you would see much of her, and it was, of course, all old interviews and a lot of stuff from just around when the pilot, or pardon me, when the finale was being finished on set there. I had never seen that. I'd never been able to get my hands on that, so I'm really glad that I was able to and watch that, and I enjoyed it immensely. I wish it was longer. I mean, it's 90 minutes, it's a whole documentary, but everything but season 1 only gets about 10 minutes, most of it. And there were a lot of things that I would have loved to have seen dissected a little bit further, and more, actors and people involved in that show being talked to a bit more. There's no James Marsters at all, for instance, with season 6 with Brainiac and stuff like that. So there are bits of it that are kind of disappointing, and of course it's not a tell-all thing. There's not a lot of discussion about the things that aren't working with the show, although I appreciate it every now and again when you would get a producer who would say, yeah, that was a little bit of a misstep. That happens a couple of times, particularly with season 4. But anyway, so let's go ahead and kind of sink our teeth into this a little bit. Really nice packaging. I like that it's got a slip cover over the main box, and it really needs to have that, otherwise the individual seasons are just gonna fall right out of there. So you gotta have that. I appreciate that it's not some kind of half-baked concoction where some kind of weird contraption that you pull out of the middle that has a bazillion discs in it. I've seen that kind of thing attempted before. I like that you kind of have the option to either leave it in the box or take these out and put them on your shelf if you prefer the aesthetic of that. I certainly am going to keep it in this box, but I like having the option. This reminds me of the way a lot of like softcover book collections were packaged when I was a kid, and I imagine a lot of these things are like this, and I'm just kind of late to the party because I haven't bought a lot of Blu-ray collections. I haven't updated. I'm kind of notorious for this with my superhero movie collection. A lot of what you see back there behind you is DVDs, except for things that came out on Blu-ray and also had DVDs with them. For various reasons, I have I haven't upgraded to Blu-ray with a lot of my collection. Really excited to finally do that with this for, let me show you this real quick, a number of reasons, and part of that is because of what my old collection of DVDs looks like with Smallville. So I'll just show you a couple of these. Here is Season 4 and Season 5 right next to each other. And you'll notice that 4 is much fatter and taller than Season 5. And it wouldn't be such a problem if the first 4 seasons were in this format, and then after that they just kept going with this kind of slimmer box, which is what they always should have been. It'd be nice if these were re-released that way, but then I wouldn't want to rebuy them. I kind of wanted that complete DVD collection when it came out. I was going to maybe sell these, and now I've got this, so I don't need to do that, of course, but that's not what happened. What happened instead was you get 1 through 4, and then you get 5, 6, and 7 like this, and then by 8, my collection goes back to the fat ones. And I don't know if they came out in multiple formats. I suspect not. I don't know why my collection is like that, but that is irksome and looks really bizarre on a shelf. But the other reason that I'm really glad to have this now, besides that it will just look nicer on a shelf, is that, as you see here, it comes with a digital code for the entire series on Vudu. And it's really nice to have my own individual access to that. I do pay for Hulu, and I can watch it there. But recently, for whatever reason, because I've been watching back through part of the show to prepare myself as I'm going through Counting Cryptofreaks now, and getting back to that, I want to have a whole watch of that whole show under my belt as I'm going through those episodes individually again, because the later seasons I don't know very well. But lately, for whatever reason, it's been stalling out on me a lot. It'll have like buffer issues or just kind of hiccup. It's really strange, and I started watching it on Vudu, and I'm not having that problem there. I can't tell if the picture quality is any nicer from the digital versions that you get if you have the Blu-ray or not, but it's just nice not to have any, lagging issues and stuff like that. If it did, I would just take out the individual discs. It's kind of weird to have a whole box set of discs that I'm probably not going to very often pull the actual discs out for, but a lot of this is just for the collectability of it for me anyway. I will say, however, and we'll start taking a look at what the discs and stuff look like here in a minute, I do like this presentation quite a bit, for the most part, but I will say I'm probably not going to sell my DVDs, even though this looks nicer on a shelf. And the reason is because I would probably miss too much the episode guide booklets that you get with each season. None of that is with this at all. So with these individual sets, and I wonder how the DVD box set handled it, you would get these kind of nice little booklets that would remind you what each episode was about with quick synopses. It would tell you guest stars and director, original air date, all of that. And of course, you could say, well, you can just look those things up, but it's kind of convenient as you're selecting an episode to be able to flip through this and remind yourself what the episode titles are, what episodes they are, and especially to see which discs they show up in. Now, in these sets, you'll get, and all the covers, by the way, are the same as they were with the DVD box sets, I believe. So here is season 5. and that is, of course, the same cover that you got with the DVD, but with the DVD box. But anyway, when you pop this open, you get a list of all of the episodes in the inside sleeve here, and it also tells you, just like the old box sets did, which of them have deleted scenes and which of them have commentaries. Unfortunately, they quit doing commentaries after, I want to say, season 5. I don't think there are any, or hardly any. Commentaries kind of started going the way of the dinosaurs right around, I don't know, 2008, 2009, and especially after the turn of the decade, as it were, you stop seeing very much of that at all in movies and stuff, which is really kind of sad and unfortunate. But I like the episode guides, and I wish that this would do the thing that the 60s Batman box set did, also Warner Brothers, and that the Ninja Turtles 87 set does, where it would just have one massive booklet that had all of the seasons and give you an episode guide. This should have that. It doesn't. That is disappointing to me. I like the presentation, again, quite a bit, though. It's really nice and minimal. Does not feel the need to have any synopses or anything on the back of the box like these did, and so I like that presentation a lot. And again, even if this didn't have the slipcase, it would be nicer to display these on your shelf. The thing I appreciate about them most is the choice of what the discs look like. Again, minimalistic. Some people might not appreciate that every disc in a season is the same. I don't know why. I like it a lot. Each season has a Kryptonian symbol that has something to do with, as best as they could anyway, each of the seasons, and I love that choice. One of my favorite things about Smallville is the use of the Kryptonian symbols. You'll notice, by the way, that the discs don't stay in these cases super well, so if you get this, be really careful when you pop these boxes open, because the first couple I opened, immediately a disc jumped out like it was going to bite me, and I had to make sure that it didn't get all scratched up on the floor. So that's a thing I don't, of course, love about this. But I like the I like the kind of collages that you get on the front and back of these, and that's all pretty. And also I appreciate that each of the discs is numbered all the way through from start to finish, season 1 to 10. I kind of figured the numbering would start over every season, and it doesn't do that. We're into disc 17 to 20 here in season 5. So that's pretty neat, and I think lends even more credence to my complaint that there should be an episode guide here, because, or and disc guide, because going through it, you could label all the discs and see which episode, going all the way through all 200-something episodes, where exactly they land. But as far as the Kryptonian symbols go, you get things like season 8 has the Doomsday symbol. They have a Kryptonian symbol in this show that means doom, and so all of the discs are that symbol in that season, and each season gets its own color. This one is brown, and I think that those are really handsome. I like them quite a bit, and I don't know, I like the font with the numbering and everything. These look really great, and that's super cool. So now let's take a look at the slipcase that you get in the back, that is just your kind of basic cardboard slipcase with extra special features. Nothing new as far as I can tell, all stuff that have appeared on other box sets before, including some things that I already have in other places even outside of Smallville, because not everything here is Smallville stuff. This is one of those box sets that seems to feel the need to pad things out to make it feel like you're getting more stuff, and you are, but it doesn't all actually pertain to the series that you're looking at, things that are just kind of tangentially related. So this is now the second, at least if not third place, that I own the 2006 unaired Aquaman pilot with Justin Hartley. Eric gave me that a few years ago for Christmas with a movie release that I already had. I want to say it was Crisis on Two Earths, the animated movie, which I've done a rewind on now, and he gave me the Blu-ray of that, even though I already had it in a different format, exclusively just so that I would have a copy of that, and it is also here. It's funny they call it rare. Okay, I mean, It's weird these days to call something that you can put in a digital format that is, I think, even like buyable digitally on iTunes and things rare. But all right. So here's the weird thing. Besides the fact that the retrospective is not new, that it's 10 years old. The weirdest thing about this is that the listing on the back of what features are on what discs is incorrect. I put in the second disc because, pardon me, I put in the first disc because that's where it says you can watch the retrospective look at the series with season featurettes, the 10-part documentary that we talked about earlier. That is on disc 2, along with, I want to say, the Decade of Comic-Con maybe feature, which I didn't watch. So anyway, that's really strange. The discs are not even just mixed up, but like some things that it says are on a disc are on the other disc. I don't know what that's about. I don't know how hard it is to get that right. And I also think it's really strange, unless they're somehow different, because I haven't actually watched them, but I really doubt that they are. Smallville's 100th episode, Making of a Milestone. Maybe that's actually with the retrospective look on disc 1. I forget now. That is in season 5, because the 100th episode is season 5. I forget the name of that right now, but that is, it's on the tip of my tongue, but that is, spoiler alert, the episode where we kill off Jonathan Kent, and is the time travel thing. Mixed bag, in my opinion, but it shot really nicely, and clearly they were really proud of it. Anyway, so they have a big making of feature of that, and it's on the 5th season box set. But it's also here. I went and checked that with season 5. Where did I put that? It's right here. To see if it was still listed also here, and indeed it is. Special features, Smallville's 100th episode, The Making of a Milestone. Smallville's 100th episode, Making of a Milestone. Okay, put it in 2 different places. So there are some strange choices with this, and some places that I feel like some people will complain and feel like they're getting gypped. I like the, like I said, presentation and aesthetic of this set enough that it offsets complaints like that I have. A couple of disappointments here and there. Me personally, being the kind of Smallville fan that I am, I could complain about things like making a bigger deal on the box about the later stuff as opposed to the earlier stuff. Smallville, for me, is the small-town family drama before it's the DC Comics writ large prequel that it kind of becomes in the last, especially 4 seasons. And so I didn't need this, on the side. And like, it's fine, you're going to sell it with all the Superman iconography, but people that are going to buy this are already probably fans of Smallville and know that it's related to Superman, and I don't know that you really need to sell it that hard on the Superman iconography. I would argue that maybe more fans of this show cared about this before they cared about Superman, and it would have made them Superman fans first as opposed to going the other direction. Again, it looks nice. I'm not really complaining that hard about it, but I thought it was nigh embarrassing in the finale, and I've made no bones about how I feel about that finale. I talked about this the other day when I did the Gotham versus Smallville video, which I guess is the last video that came out up before this, so it's going to look like we're just doing a bunch of Smallville content right now, because I had to skip the Captain Logan show this week. But they used the outfit from Superman Returns in the finale, and it's just really weird that it's on the box and that we're selling the series with it. But it's it's in the fortress behind the crystals. It looks cool. It's easy to kind of forget that that's the suit that it is, I suppose. Like I said, it's really nice that it has the digital code. Make sure if you get this that you redeem it, and make sure that you buy this set if you can get your hands on it before 12/31 of 2022, or that will be a feature with this box set that you won't get. I don't understand why these things cut you off with that. I don't know how it's any skin off Voodoo or Warner Brothers or anybody else's back that if you have a digital code, you can continue to redeem it until just the website doesn't exist anymore or the service is no longer available. I really have never understood that, and everything I've ever bought a digital code for has an expiration date like that. It's not milk, it's not bread. Why does it have to expire? Comics do that too, and I haven't bought single issues very recently, so I don't know if you still get digital codes with those little stickers that you have to peel off, but those also had that, where it's like, make sure you get it by a certain date. And it's not even like, you know, past the point where you purchase it, you have a certain amount of time. It's a very specific date that you have to do it by. So I don't really get that. Make sure that you buy this in time so that you still get that. At least they give you a year, like a year and a half out from when they first put this out. Like that's a year from right now. So I guess that's nice. But anyway, so. And also, I should mention that there's also a nice collage inside of this that's more about the making of stuff than it is the actual episodes of the show, and that's cool. You get a shot of Tom Welling as a director. He directed quite a few episodes, and he started being one of the main producers in the last few seasons, and there's some nice material about that in that 10-year-old documentary that I watched the other day. But anyway, that's going to do it for my review of the Smallville 20th anniversary box set. This is going to look great on my shelf. I do really like the image, I should say, of Clark with the Superman symbol inside of his eye. I didn't need, you know, necessarily all the other Superman iconography, but I've always really liked that image, and I think that must be from the finale. Now that I'm thinking about it, it is, and it shows up. They use it 2 or 3 times in that documentary. They really like that image. They keep cutting back to it. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you happen to own this, let me know how you feel about it and if you agree with some of my complaints and accolades. And in the meantime, I will see you again real soon on Geekvolution. I was Captain Logan, and bye, folks.